Can you believe it's the last time we'll ever hear Cannon? Gotta get rid of it all, Jason. We're moving up to the east side.
Cannon.
No more Cannon. We're only going to keep the Jetsons,
with star Anthony
Rocky
Zerbe.
and Bullwinkle,
Special guest star Donna Winter.
Johnny Quest.
Tonight's episode, Catch Me If You Can.
For poops and giggles, kids out there under 50, under 60, Google Cannon, William Conrad. All right? And then scratch your head because you're going to wonder, how could the show be titled Catch Me If You Can? William Conrad's the size of a Volkswagen Bug. Catching him would not be a problem at all. Grandma with the oxygen tank and the walker could catch Cannon. We say goodbye to Cannon. Hey, Corporal. Happy back up that thang day. I'm going to try to keep it clean. Back up that Azz. I have asthma. I'm suffering from asthma. Today is back up that asthma. Back that asthma up, I think is what the mayor's trying to say. Oh, boy. I mean, why wouldn't you just call it Back That Thang Up Day? Or why not, what is it? Trying to think of the name of the album. 400 Degrees, isn't it? Something like that? 400 degrees a day. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not like some prude, I don't think it's a big deal. But it is. It's kind of vulgar, and that's why Juvenile and who else was in that? Manny Fresh. I think Lil Wayne was like 15 or something in that video. It's like 25 years ago. So however old Lil Wayne is, subtract 25, and that's when he was in it. Cash Money Records. Do you think there were a bunch of sellouts by having a version Back That Thang Up? Or do you think they were like, the lyrics really aren't that relevant, like where we like the original lyrics, and that's what we're after, but also we want a broad audience. We want to be able to play it anywhere. We want to make money. We understand the asthma part is a little, offensive, PG rated plus. We want to lure in the kiddies, whatever. So they have a Back That Thang Up version, right? The radio version, whatever you want to call it. But the mayor doesn't choose that version. The mayor chooses and makes it a day. It's Back That Azz Up Day. It's just beyond ridiculous. So silly. It really is. I mean, make it, Juvenile Day or Back That Thang Up. We're recognizing it with the citation, 25 years, something like that. 400 Degrees, the release of that album, New Orleans own. Manny Fresh, Cash Money, the New Orleans own guys. Back That Azz Up Day. I mean, the mayor just asks for it, I swear. Just so silly, just embarrassing and silly and dopey. There's a right way to do it. And Juvenile and Manny Fresh, they deserve the recognition, the props. Big hit 25 years ago. Still banging away. Manny Fresh is still banging away in New Orleans. I don't know. That's just, to me, I think it's just, again, I'm not like some prude. It's just sort of like, why do that? Why go there? There's no real significance. It isn't like, hey, asthma thing is so much more significant than thang. I mean, it's just, I don't get it. I really don't. It's almost like the mayor's trying to draw attention to herself. Just silly. Hunter Biden found guilty on all 3 felony gun counts. I don't think he's going to face anywhere near the maximum sentence at all. I mean, that's like Donald Trump. You want me to bring up maximum sentence for Donald? Donald Trump's not going to jail at all for the New York trial. Not for a minute. I don't even think it's going to be home confinement for Donald Trump. I have no idea what Hunter Biden's going to get. I don't know if he's getting 90 days in jail or probation or halfway house or years. I don't know. But the maximum sentence is 25 years and $750,000 in fines. Anyway, Hunter Biden found guilty on all 3 felony gun counts. 2 were basically lying about, hey, you have any drug addictions? It's like he's writing no. It's like, no, dude, you not only do you have drug addiction, it's crack and you are addicted to it. You're not like, yeah, we do it on Saturday night. You're addicted to crack. And then you had the gun illegally, I think, for 11 days. 3 felony guilty counts. Hunter Biden, a convicted felon. Donald Trump, a convicted felon. It's all in the last month. A former president, that's first time ever in U.S. history. Sitting president's son, first time ever in U.S. history. Welcome to polarizing politics in America. Hey, on Thursday, couple of show days from today, not mañana, wide open Wednesday, but Thursday, the day after Wednesday, the day before Fantasy Friday on the old calendar. Another edition of Hillier and Hennigan, New Orleans' own, born and bred, right-leaning conservative Quinn Hillier, left-leaning liberal Ellis Hennigan. They'll join us Thursday to try to make sense of the Hunter Biden guilty plea, the presidential race. Somebody, a buddy of mine in BR was sending me some, how can any sane person vote for Joe Biden? And I get my liberal friends, the hardcore left. How can any sane person vote for Donald Trump? And sometimes it's some pretty compelling arguments. I just replied back, we're either going to have an old man who is mentally and physically declining quickly, or we're going to have the world's biggest, I can't say the word, blowhard, something blowhard. Defensive back, we'll call it that. DB, we'll call it defensive back. We're either going to have an old man who is mentally and physically declining quickly, or we're going to have the world's biggest defensive back blowhard. The vote's going to come down to which one can do the least damage. And that's only, I said, only the zealots like you actually like their candidate. Talked yourself into it. Liberals and Biden's a man. He's still there. I was in a meeting with President Biden the other day. He's the sharpest guy in the meeting. He was asking all the right questions. He was very alert. No. That expensive coating, it's a lot more affordable than you think. Oh, no. That means it's pricey as hell. I'm talking about Helm Paint, those competitors with that nonsense, that elastomeric paint they call a coating. A lot more affordable than you think. That screams it's expensive. The president is the sharpest guy there. He's really asking all the right questions. He's sleeping during the meeting. I mean, it's like the opposite. All these Biden folks trying to tell you how sharp he is and asking all the right questions. And boy, he's just so great in these meetings. It's just when he gets out in the public, he falls asleep and freezes up and goes in the wrong direction and all that. Oh, boy. The undecided, I said 15% or so. I think 15% tops. They're going to decide this election. Who offends, worries them the least is who they're voting for. Who offends or worries them the least is who they're voting for. That, and I guess Pennsylvania decides the election. Corey Johnson with you. A lot coming your way. Johns Hopkins University. A really interesting study in Cancer Alley, and not good. Forget about Louisiana DEQ, the feds, EPA, way underestimating what we're breathing in, especially in between New Orleans and BR. A lot coming your way, including LSU football releasing their times on their schedule. I normally probably wouldn't bring this up, but LSU, they always have maybe the best schedule in football. This year's is maybe the best in LSU football history. Amazing schedule.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
River Cities Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
We are celebrating Back That Azz Up Day here in New Orleans. Here's the official statement from the mayor. Hey, kids, you're out of school, maybe enjoying the pool or some of the great Nord facilities in Metro New Orleans. Today's Back That Azz Up Day, and we want you children out there to celebrate. Ask mom and dad what it means. It's really a great day. Back That Azz Up Day for everyone in New Orleans, children included. It's an official proclamation. I'm the mayor, Junkie Cantrell, and this may be coming from the, City Hall, Perdido Street. It might be from Dubai. You never know where I am right now. Could be on some trip. Anyway, happy Back That Azz Up Day, New Orleans, especially you children. And you elderly out there, go outside and breathe the fresh air and say to yourself, especially you 75, 85, 95-year-olds, just breathe in the air and say, hey, it's Back That Azz Up Day here in New Orleans. Fantastic. Not Juvenile Day or, Manny Fresh and Juvenile, not 400 degrees, not celebrating 25 years of Juvenile's #1 hit or whatever, it's just Back That Azz Up Day. Just insane, crazy. Like, who threw that out at the mayor? That didn't just the mayor typed it up and sent it out. It was that she did it. Like, people discussed it and was like, yes, good idea. Thumbs up on that one. Consensus. We all like that. Unbelievable, man. Wow. Seriously, could you imagine the mayor's office? Hey, y'all got something really good. Like, did someone storm in the room with that? Mayor, y'all hold on. Hang on. The Super Bowl thing can wait. Forget about trying to bring in some business. I got a great idea. Manny Fresh and Juvenile, that their big hit from 400 degrees, it's 25 years old this week. Why don't we have Back That Azz Up Day? Man, that is fantastic. I second that. Oh my goodness, what a great idea. Home run ball. I mean, what happened in that meeting? Back That Azz Up Day. Jeez, Pete's. The mayor and her staff, just like, thumbs up, yeah. I know, I'm sure most are yes people. I used to work with the mayors. It was hysterical. I watched some Fox 8 reporter posted something on Twitter. I think it was Fox 8. I apologize if it was Channel 6. It was 6 or 8. Trying to ask the mayor a question about the money and the trips. And the new mayor's communications director, God, what's this guy's name? I used to work with him, and he used to run my board when I was on an AM standalone little AM station 20 years ago. Terry Davis, skinny, tall guy, nice, humble guy. Ran my board, happy to be in radio, all that. Then I remember he did the Terry Davis show, which he had no business doing a show because he wasn't knowledgeable, had no depth, and had crappy opinions. I'm just telling you. But, I felt compelled to do something beyond my, strengths, beyond what I'm capable of. You know how people are? What's Clint Eastwood said? Man's got to know his strengths and weaknesses. Man's got to know his weaknesses. Man's got to know his strengths. I'm screwing it up, but everybody wants to be the big shot, wants to be the man, but can you handle it? Corey, we're selecting you to be an F-16 fighter pilot. You're the right size. Corey, you're the perfect size to Formula One racing. Maybe so. Maybe for the pilot and Formula One racing, but I'm not built for any of that. Thank you. No. Just crazy. Crazy. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 766-9480. Every day, this program on radio, on television, on YouTube. We're on YouTube Live. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. Every day, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. Lamarck Ford, Lamarck Lincoln. Number one, out in Kennebraw, Car Corner, Williams Boulevard and I-10 in Kenna. And now Lamar Crescent City Ford, the legendary, over 80 years, the legendary Ford truck dealership, now under the Lamarck umbrella. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex, and now Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. No, I just think there was a better way to probably handle this, and a lot of lightweights down at City Hall. No, I saw the Fox 8 Channel 6 thing, and Terry Davis intervenes. I'll answer the questions, and turns his back to the reporter. Just embarrassing. People get into politics either elected or worse, appointed, anointed with some political job. And it's not, it goes to their head, but it's even beyond that. They've watched too many movies or TV shows or something. You remember the Catch Me If You Can movie? And DiCaprio, he watched, Perry Mason, so he was a lawyer. He watched some medical show, so he became a doctor, literally in real life. I think some of these lightweights that work for the mayor, they've watched too many shows. And I love where they go after. I remember Nagin's crew, Say On Quiet. She's like a kindergarten teacher in Arizona now. She was buying smoothies on the city credit card, just petty crap like that. Just lightweight. And then the one with the makeup and the hair and the nails, Nagin's Veronica White, just insane. Veronica, you're late. That's racist. Veronica, you didn't do your work. That's racist. Unbelievable. This one, totally incompetent, had no answers, ever. Just wanted to get into a cat fight with Stacey Head. No, I've seen former mayors, their staff, Montreal people, all in jail, their staff, where they go after the anointed appointed gig. They're either head clearly inserted up next politician's rear end, like Cedric Grant, that old man who pulls $180 a year in retirement. He was the former head of the Sewage and Water Board before Goss and Corbin. And Cedric Grant has no expertise at all about anything with the Sewage and Water Board. If you quizzed him today, he would embarrass himself about lack of knowledge on basic kindergarten sewage and water board stuff, I promise you. He's clueless. I'm riding my bike on the Lafitte Greenway years ago. I'm by Claiborne's, by that pool, that public pool, Lafitte Greenway, almost to Claiborne. There's a plaque, Montreal administration redid the building, whatever, 1991. Cedric Grant's on there, head of the, Joe Blow do nothing group. Part of the Montreal administration. This dude is an appointed, anointed political hack for decades that pulled six figures late in his career, for probably the last few decades of his career, and now makes $180 in retirement. These numbers are obscene. These people pretend I worked hard in life, I earned it. It's no, you the opposite. Politically connected, you didn't do anything, your resume is blank. And then there are real people in New Orleans that busted their tail still to this day, doing hard work every day, punching in at 8, punching out at 5, real work, no breaks, no calling in sick, no nonsense, and they're pulling 40, 50, 60 grand a year, and you're pulling $180 in retirement. No, it's insulting. It's like the mayor with the $250,000 in trips. Too many people in New Orleans that live at the poverty level, living on $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year, some under $20,000 a year, just scraping by. Lots of folks in subsidized housing. Talking to a guy the other day, $1,500 a month. I pay $250, $1,250 the government pays. Nice place. It's I hear you, older guy, has wheelchair bound. I'm I'm just a lot of that, and the mayor's going on $250,000 in trips, and there's no jobs or anything being done. It's not. There's not a single business that has come here, not one job created for a human being, not a single penny, nickel, quarter, dollar created. Zero, none. The mayor can't point to anything but the mayor's BS crew, these lightweights that'll be, selling snowballs next week. That's insulting. Sorry, Hanson, Snowbliz, and Plum Street, and you legitimate snowball. I don't know what they'll be doing. Not anything political and not making any kind of real money, because reality will come, around. No, I work with this lightweight in radio, and he was with Nagin, and he sold out then, and now he's selling out again with LaToya Cantrell. Now, I guess he stayed in city government after Nagin, I would assume, some lesser position. Probably is eligible for some crazy city pension soon, like Cedric Grant. Now, he won't be pulling $1.80, but still, he'll get some kind of free money. It's unbelievable. It's everywhere, all over. The lightweights. But it is back, that Azz Up day here in New Orleans. A day we're going to celebrate. I wonder if it's an annual thing. Every every June 11th, it's back, that Azz Up day in New Orleans. Celebrating Juvenile and Manny Fresh's big hit. And I'm happy for Juvenile. One of my buddies is great friends with Manny Fresh. A good friend of mine is great friends, better friends with Manny Fresh than he is with me. No, I'm glad these guys are getting their recognition and their props. They deserve it. Back that Azz Up day, that's just insane.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
My brother, my mommy, my sister, my niece, we all met at Lebanon's Cafe on Sunday. Fantastic. Some of the finest Middle Eastern food in Metro New Orleans, Lebanon's Cafe. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. Carlina and the crew at Lebanon's will take care of you. Lebanon's Cafe. They open at 11 a.m. every morning. They are open straight through till 9:30 every night. I like the late hours. Sometimes it's like 8:30, and you're like, man, yeah, I look at the clock. I'm like, 8:35, haven't eaten dinner. I'm not going to call some place that closes at 9 and roll in there at 10 till 9. I'm probably not going to call them to get a to-go order that late. You know? It's like 8:35. Lebanon's is open for another 55 minutes till 9:30. They'll take your to-go order. You can roll in there at 9 p.m. because they don't close at 9. They close at 9:30. I mean, it's nice having those late hours. That's 7 days a week, too. 11 a.m. to 9:30 straight through Lebanon's Cafe. Really good. Hunter Biden found guilty on all 3 felony counts, gun counts, maximum sentence 25 years, $750,000 in fines. Unlike, I feel very confident. I'm very confident Donald Trump's not getting any jail time from the hated liberal judge that will sentence this former president. He won't get any jail time. I don't know. I don't know enough about the Hunter Biden sentencing. I know the max is 25 years, $750K in fines. He's not getting anything near that. But I don't know enough about it to give you a really, kind of opinion that's worth a damn by going, no, I don't think he's going to get jail time. I think he's going to get 6 months. I think he's going to get a year. I think it's going to be something lesser than what someone else would get. And then again, maybe it might be more. Maybe someone else, the spotlight obviously wouldn't be that big on this type of crime. There's a lot of folks that are addicted to drugs, buying guns all over America. And I'm not trying to lessen the crime at all. 3 felony convictions. He's guilty. He's a convicted felon. First time in U.S. history, a sitting president's son. I just have no idea what the sentencing is going to be. I couldn't even tell you, I think he's going to get some jail time on this. I don't know. It's one of those rare times I'll know more tomorrow, but I just haven't kept up on this. It's like the Trump trial. I didn't really keep up on that much until the very end. And then hearing a consensus among many experts about the no jail time thing, a few that thought there could be jail time and where they lie, their agenda maybe, where they come from, hard left, whatever, you discount them. No, it was an easy consensus. I don't know enough about Hunter Biden and the sentencing part. But there's no way he's getting anywhere near the 25 years or $750,000 in fines. I think President Biden already said he wouldn't pardon Hunter Biden. I think he said that. So that's out. The I-10 Calcasieu River Bridge in Lake Charles is out. thank goodness Lake Charles has this sort of bypass, I-210. I-10 kind of just rolls straight through Lake Charles like I-10 does in New Orleans. And like, it's the opposite. In Lake Charles, I-10 and I-610 would be the same thing. It would just go straight through linearly. And the bypass highway would go into the city, if that makes any sense. Before I-610 in City Park, I-10 came in at Metairie and then looped into the city and then picked back up out in the east. It followed the crescent of the river. So it essentially comes into the city from the west, drops south, and then loops into downtown and then goes north back to the east. I-610 just bridged that gap, literally continued I-10 to I-10 in a direct east-west, west-east direction, no dip into the city. Lake Charles has a bypass highway, I-210, that dips into the city like I-10 does in New Orleans, but pretty much the same setup. A straight east-west highway and one that dips south into the city. And thank goodness little Lake Charles has that, because folks are getting bypassed off the I-10 with that troublesome I-10 Calcasieu River Bridge, which is going to be replaced. And they're going south, and they have a fairly new I-210. I say fairly new, 25-year-old bridge over the Calcasieu River. Much nicer, much newer, much more modern. You know, a grade A minus bridge. I don't know. It's as nice as it gets, really, kind of thing, especially compared to the one that's closed right now. Anyway, what a nightmare in Lake Charles. For pretty much my whole life, especially this century, the last 20, 25 years, I mean, it's year in, year out, season in, season out. You could argue, on average, especially, LSU has the best football schedule in America in college football. If someone came from, another country, is like, I just want to cheer on a college football team that has a great schedule and is a winning program and a super competitor. I mean, I guess you'd want to cheer on Alabama if you want the national champs all the time, or it might be like now Georgia. But Alabama and Georgia can't touch LSU's schedule year in, year out, all the time. Alabama, it's not even comparable. Alabama, Kentucky, Vandy, all the time. I mean, it's a joke. LSU has one of the best schedules. Sometimes it's the hardest in football. It's always top 5, top 10, top 15 at worst. It's just a great schedule. SEC West Division. One could argue the SEC West Division in college football in the SEC is better than any other conference. The 7 teams in the SEC West Division, soon to be 8, the 7 teams that make up the SEC West Division, arguably better than any other conference in college football. So LSU has that. They get the A&Ms, the Florida, the Arkansas, Ole Miss. But this year, it is insane, especially in September and especially in November. Out of control good. I love it. Some folks may say too hard. Why all these teams in the same season? I love it. It's like that Les Miles team, what was it, 2012? Played Alabama twice, lost in the national title game. That regular season run was unbelievable. 2019, even better. 2019, arguably greatest college football season of all time. And a great schedule. Lots of top 20 teams, lots of victories over those top 20 teams. All victories. This year, LSU opens up on a Sunday night, all alone, standalone game, Las Vegas, against USC, Southern Cal, LSU, Las Vegas, on a Sunday night, September 1st. 6:30 nighttime kickoff on ABC. That's as good as it gets. LSU, USC to start the college football season for the Tigers. On September 21st, they complete the Big Two out of Los Angeles. UCLA is at Tiger Stadium September 21st. That game will either be at 2:30, 6:30, 7 p.m. It's a flex schedule. That'll be a 2:30 to 7 o'clock kickoff, UCLA at Tiger Stadium. Alabama on November 9th in Tiger Stadium, a 2:30 to 7 o'clock kickoff, flexing that one. November 30th, the 12th and final game of this historic LSU season, Oklahoma, the Sooners at Tiger Stadium. Again, a flex 2:30 to 7 o'clock kickoff. LSU has 6 night games, only one 11 a.m. game early in the year, September at South Carolina, 11 a.m. 5 games of these flex games, a 2:30 to 7. UCLA at Tiger Stadium, Alabama, Tiger Stadium, Oklahoma, Tiger Stadium. Are you kidding me? Starting the year in Las Vegas against USC. And then still you go to A&M, you go to Florida, you go to Arkansas, you got Ole Miss in Tiger Stadium. Might be the best regular season schedule in the history of college football. This year, the schedule LSU is taking on. Boy, it's as good as it gets. USC, UCLA, Oklahoma, some of the biggest, most historic programs in all of college football. Well, what else do you need? Like Notre Dame, Ohio State, Michigan? My God. Fantastic. Fantastic. Gotta love it if you're an LSU fan. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Thanks so much for joining us. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Tomorrow, 40 years ago tomorrow, 1984 World's Fair cranking up in New Orleans. Name an attraction. Name an attraction from the 1984 World's Fair. Any attraction? You got an answer? I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse. Just in time for Father's Day this Sunday, ladies. Father's Day this Sunday. 5 area Woodhouse Day spas. 2 on the South Shore, 2 on the North Shore. Baton Rouge. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Holla.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. A Good Times Picayune article. You pretty much caught every detail of it last week on the program when Michael Hecht was with us on Wednesday. But that was right after the mayor and the governor and Michael Hecht, who's the governor's point man on the Super Bowl. I'm on that commission to get this checklist, punch list put together, which we've done, and now have, everybody attack this punch list. 300-400 items, hopefully get to a few hundred of them, make a major difference in the city. Great Times Picayune article about that exact situation. I recommend checking it out, NOLA.com. New Orleans plans $40 million. More details emerge on New Orleans' $40 million facelift ahead of Super Bowl 59. I'm talking about the Plaza Tower. Michael mentioned that I was like, Michael, what I envision a 40-story, Cam Jordan, a 40-story Zion Williamson, like local sports heroes. 4 of them on all 4 sides of the Plaza Tower, 40 stories tall, hanging down, covering the entire thing. People coming in, they'll just think it's a building under construction or something. They'll have no earthly idea what's up. Michael said that's dangerous or hard to do or something. They're going to cover the bottom like 20 floors in the parking. And I think that should work. That should handle most of it. when you're down there near it. From the interstate, a little different. Maybe lighting it up, putting some displays and lighting type stuff on it. The Crescent City connection, everybody knows about that, and the lighting of that. That's sort of separate. That's like $40 million all by itself. But there's, about $21 million, about half of 40, about $21 million. Now, one thing that I am pushing that not necessarily getting pushed back on, it was funny. Look, I think some of y'all are probably going to laugh at this. I wasn't trying to be rude or disruptive. I'm on a Zoom meeting with the crew, the commission for the Super Bowl. And I mean, Zoom meetings are, first I wasn't on video, just audio. Wasn't on camera. And a guy on the committee, I don't even know who it is. I can't wait to meet him and see him. And I mean, I have an idea who it is, but I'm not sure, so I don't want to say anything. I know it's one of two people. Talking about the rich and wealthy flying into Lakefront Airport on their private jets. And, you know, we have to do some beautification of Dowman Road. And he was suggesting maybe go through like Press Drive right there with Suno on one side and Joe Bartholomew Golf Course and then the Pontchartrain Park neighborhood. And I kind of, you know, you could hear me just go, no, on the Zoom call. And then I think he went into like maybe Franklin or Elysian Fields, and I was like, no. And then Michael Heck was like, that's Corey Johnson. And then I think even a couple of people may have laughed for a second. And then I was asked to explain my thinking, and my thinking was we don't need to go down Dowman Road or any of that. And that's the thought right now. Like I'm all for Dowman Road. Hain Boulevard is going to get redone. Hain Boulevard has nothing to do with Lakefront Airport to downtown. You cross Hain, the first like block of it on Dowman, if you're going to go that way towards the Chef to get on I-10 to go to downtown. But Hain Boulevard is something that has nothing to do with the Super Bowl. We had Oliver Thomas on the program about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm sure 468NOLA.com will have the Hain Boulevard story. I posted it on YouTube. It was on Twitter a few weeks ago. Hain Boulevard's going to become one lane in each direction with a bike lane. And it's going to have like, you know, a neutral ground and beautification and a lower speed limit. It's not going to be this drag strip that it is today with terribly unsynchronized lights. The terribly unsynchronized lights will probably continue, but since the speed will be reduced greatly, it's going to be a totally different street. Has nothing to do with the Super Bowl. The article today in the Times-Picayune mentioned, you know, redoing Dowman and Hain. I'm all for that. There's a bid package for road projects on Dowman Road and Hain Boulevard being finalized right now. For example, planners are eyeing the condition of routes between downtown and the New Orleans Lakefront Airport, which caters to private jets. The Corey Johnson plan that I have talked about publicly and I've shared with you on this program, and I shared it with, you know, that group when I was asked to discuss it, because I know what I'm talking about on this. If I didn't, I wouldn't say as much. You come out of Lakefront Airport, Seabrook Bridge is up right now. No vehicular traffic. The bridge needs to be down, repaired, where it works for Super Bowl. Come across the Seabrook, you don't go down Leon C. Simon to the left towards Suno or UNO or the FBI headquarters. You take that first exit onto Lakeshore Drive. Dowman Road has barricades with a SUV with the police lights on and a cop with local traffic only and Super Bowl CBD, French Quarter this way. And then you have that same barricade, another cop with the lights on in his SUV at Franklin. And then there's one at Elysian Fields. And then there's one at Pratt Drive. And then there's one at Paris Avenue. And then there's one at Marconi. And then it all steers into Canal Boulevard, beautiful Canal Boulevard, to I-610, to downtown New Orleans. That has to be the route for CEOs, billionaires, hyper-wealthy folks that fly in on their private jets to Lakefront Airport coming in New Orleans. We need their money. We need to impress them. Coming right back.
Ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your color so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, Helm Paint, let us steer you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans' grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes a magazine, as unique as you.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Fat man. That's just so politically incorrect. Listen to this. They're making fun of people that have weight problems. This is an Ozempic commercial. It's not right. It's really not right. It's about Ozempic shots. Fat man. Listen to this next part. They're like, nanny, nanny, boo-boo. They make fun of you being fat. Listen to that. We cut it off. We don't like people being abusive to other people. We cut it off. We brought in the hero, like Ron Howard from the Andy Griffith Show, Opie. All he needs is red hair and freckles, right? And dimples. He's got everything else. It's Mr. Drew Brees, #9. Soon to be Saints Hall of Famer Drew Brees. And then in a couple of years, I don't know how this guy's not a first ballot NFL Hall of Famer. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how it works. You might have some sour pusses that don't first ballot him. I don't. With all the NFL records, coupled with a Super Bowl ring, a Super Bowl MVP award trophy, I think first ballot Hall of Famer. Anyway, thank you for the introduction, Mr. Drew Brees. The 5 o'clock powwow appropriately on this Tuesday afternoon where it's 91 degrees, feels like 97. It's blistering out there, and it's going to get a little hotter. This isn't some like insane day. I was about to say, we can do better than this. We don't want to do better than this. We can do worse than this. I don't know what you'd say. What's this? It's like that line in Blazing Saddles where the railroad worker collapses from the heat, and the just obstinate, just racist, insensitive to say the least, like, guy running the crew is like, dock that expletive, a day's pay for napping on the job. Acts like it's 110 out here. Can't be more than 114. Says something like that. Anyway, it's funny. It's not politically correct at all. It's Blazing Saddles. Check it out. I actually videoed a clip or two of Blazing Saddles. It came on about a month ago. I was literally about to post it on Twitter. And I was like, I can't post this on Twitter. No one's going to get it. They're going to think like, does Corey think like this? Or does he think it's funny? I mean, it's like, you can't post it. It's just, anyway. This hour, 5 o'clock power hour, brought to you by River City's Total Maintenance. Yeah, it's hot out there, and it's going to get hotter. I mean, if your air conditioning's not working right, seriously, all kidding aside, AC's not working right, or worse, AC is not working at all. You want that fixed yesterday. You don't want that problem happening. So this problem gets thrown in your plate. You want it as small as possible. Shrink it. You do that by calling Fair and Honest Lucas and the boys at River City's Total Maintenance. They're air conditioning experts. Lucas diagnosed my AC problem like a year and a half ago over the phone. He was right. Literally over the phone. What's it doing? Walk outside, put it by the unit, start. Okay, all right, I hear it. I know what it is. And they come immediately, like right now, this afternoon, tonight, your AC will be back on. If you're having AC problems right now, solve the problem right now with an honest air conditioning company that are experts at what they do, and they come immediately and get your AC working right away. NOLAAC.com is all you need to know. It's River City's Total Maintenance, 841-3300, 841-3300. That's an easy number to remember, 841-3300. But what's even easier than that, if you ever need air conditioning help, NOLAAC.com. NOLAAC.com. Yeah, it's hot out there. Brutal. It's hot right now with Hunter Biden found guilty on all 3 felony gun counts. Hunter Biden, the president's son, first time in U.S. history, a sitting president's son, a convicted felon. Maximum sentence 25 years, $750,000 in fine. The penalty obviously will be nowhere near that. I don't know enough about this. Like I said last hour, I'm guessing, I'm assuming here, and I'm preliming this with this. I think it's going to be no jail time to minimum jail time, maybe some supervised home confinement, ankle bracelet thing, probation. So if it is jail, it's months maybe at some kind of super country club type place playing tennis and golf. I'm guessing. We'll see. We'll know more tonight, checking out. I'm going to get a little carpal tunnel for 30 minutes, checking out an array of news channels and maybe get a consensus. Oh, this one's right-leaning. This one's left-leaning. This one likes that Hunter Biden's convicted felon. This one's trying to, make it minor, that it's no big deal. Get an idea. And then, web search, different media outlets online. Juvenile recorded 400 Degrees, that album, that CD, 25 years ago. Manny Fresh. I think Lil Wayne was like 15 or something on that. The mayor has made today an official holiday. Back That Azz Up Day. I'm not kidding. It's literally called Back That Azz Up Day. That's how dopey the mayor is, and her administration. Like, they're in the office and I don't know, they're talking about something and someone busts in with a cup of coffee. Hey, y'all, hang on a second. I got a great idea. Back That Azz Up Day. Juvenile, Manny Fresh, record's 25 years old. Not 400 Degrees, not Back That Thing Up Day, not Manny Fresh Day, not Juvenile Manny Fresh Day. Not that. But Back That Azz Up Day. Just so crazy. Even Juvenile and Manny Fresh, do you think they were sellouts by having a radio version that said Back That Thang Up? Do you think they were selling out? Or do you think they were like, hey, first off, the curse word isn't all that important. Second, the gist of what we're talking about is fully intact. Third, as is a little offensive to some people. And we realize that. So like in the daytime hours or something, we'll go with Thang. Money, marketing, on and on and on. They didn't sell out. I mean, seriously, you think Juvenile's like, yeah, I'm a big sellout. This is the lyrics of the song. You want me to change them? I'll change them in a second to anything. I think they were like, no, we like it. That's the original words. That's what we want. That's 100% behind it. But we get that it's a little derogatory and offensive, and we want to bring in a big audience, and let's make a radio version, one that's not quite as harsh. This has gone on forever. Curse words used in music. They pull it out. They dub it down. You don't even know it was missing. They put in some other lyric. Don't even know the original. You didn't even know the original had cursing in it. Or you forgot. You're like, oh, yeah, I remember that. They changed it. Well, I haven't heard the cursing version in years. Anyway, no, back that Fang Up Day. I mean, just recognize Manny Fresh, recognize juvenile cash money 25 years ago, 400 degrees, but the mayor has to take it to just this dumb level. And, you know, in her entourage, they're all like, yeah, thumbs up, great idea. We love it. Home run. Let's do it. Back that Azz Up Day. What do you think of that? They thought that was a great idea. Adults that are elected officials running a major city in the United States of America in 2024 instead of Juvenile Manny Fresh Day or 400 Degrees, recognizing 25 years ago the hit record by these New Orleans artists, Cash Money, whatever. Back that Azz Up Day. Oh, boy. Just so dopey. No, adults, multiple adults. Yes, great idea. Back that Azz Up Day. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, wow. Johns Hopkins University. Frieds, shrimps, po' boys in the quarters. Johns Hopkins University. Pretty amazing what they did. They come into Louisiana, Cancer Alley. They do some testing, and wow, the results they come up with, these scientists from Johns Hopkins, much different from what the EPA or Louisiana DEQ was saying, and much worse. Wow, that's so shocking. We'll have that and a lot more on this hot Tuesday afternoon. Don't move, New Orleans.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com. Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Tuesday afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. I've mentioned Louisiana. I found it humorous when Governor Jeff Landry brings in a new DEQ chief, and that person right away is talking about being more pro-business. All about pro-business. I'm like, you don't want to be pro or anti-business. You want to worry about the environment. You want to come up with realistic, fair regulations to have rules for a very aggressive industry, oil, gas, chemical industry. This is a group that you want regulated properly, that any state in America worthwhile that had reasonable, responsible residents, they would want these businesses here because we have the Mississippi River. It's a natural, but we would want them regulated properly because if not, lives are at stake. It's what they're making. If they're not careful, the toxins that can be released can cause cancer, can cause death. So we know that in America, the EPA is questionable. Sometimes they may go too far. Sometimes they don't do enough. In Louisiana, the Department of Environmental Quality has a terrible reputation. Horrible. No one can say, oh, no, the Department of Environmental Quality is a great group and they do great work. They have a terrible reputation. Their reputation is they are owned, lock, stock, and barrel, owned by the oil, gas, and chemical industry. They befriend those folks. They pal around with those folks, the lobbyists of the oil, gas, chemical industry, the bigwigs of the oil, gas, and chemical industry know these folks at DEQ well. They dine together. They're friends, the decision makers at DEQ. They're essentially in bed with the oil, gas, and chemical industry. There are probably some literal examples of that because it's so incestuous. So the inmates truly run the asylum. I've been saying this for years. We all know it. When Jeff Landry and his new DEQ chief are talking implying like Louisiana's overregulated. We need to lessen the regulations to open up the oil, gas, and chemical industry. It's like, you can't open it up anymore. They pollute like crazy. We look the other way. The few times we bust them, it's a slap on the wrist. They own us. Jon Hopkins University came in and proved it. Real scientists setting up over a dozen stations, some of them mobile, moving. Iberville, St. James, St. John, Ascension. 12 of 15 plants releasing ethylene oxide, a known cancer-causing agent. It's a fact, known to increase the risk in cancer. January and February of last year, 2023, 27 days, just 27 days. They were in between New Orleans and Baton Rouge, a.k.a. Cancer Alley. Pelican Point neighborhood, East Ascension High School. You want to know the real ground zero? Literally, LA 73, LA 30, River Road, and Ashland Road, Geismar. A cluster of facilities. In 27 days, besides 1.5 to 19 times greater than the EPA estimates of toxic releases in the area, besides that, there were 192 detected plumes, hyper-concentrated levels of ethylene oxide, this cancer-causing agent. 192 detected plumes, like, to me, that sounds like a hyper-release, like maybe an illegal release. And I don't think there's too much maybe about it. Half of the 192 detected plumes, half of the 192 detected plumes in just 27 days, 92 times the acceptable exposure level of ethylene oxide, 92 times the acceptable exposure level to ethylene oxide in half of 192 plumes detected. 92 times the acceptable level. Obviously, these plants are releasing a lot more than they're supposed to. And they know they can get away with it because they had Louisiana and DEQ and the EPA on top of it, which means no one's on top of it. But then these scientists, probably a bunch of 20-something-year-olds and some professors from Jon Hopkins University, came in for less than a month and revealed what we all know, but this time with facts. It's like Edwin Edwards. We all knew he was a crook, but then you come up with the information and you indict him and he goes to jail. We all know that what I originally started out this whole, diatribe on, that the oil and gas and chemical industry owns Louisiana. They are relentless polluters. They do it all the time. No one cares. This governor acts like there are restrictions, wants to open it up even more. Jon Hopkins University comes in undetected and detects all kind of stuff, like 1.5 to 19 times greater than EPA estimates of ethylene oxide being emitted in Louisiana. So the EPA thinks it's X amount, and it's at least 1.5 times that to 19 times what the EPA thought. And then there are 192 plumes, which are, in my opinion, illegal releases, because half of them had 92 times the acceptable exposure levels of ethylene oxide. No, Cancer Alley truly is Cancer Alley. This proves what I've always been saying. It's just another study that proves what I've been saying, and most of us know, and we just look the other way. It's incredibly painful. No, we whore out the state. The oil and gas and chemical industry owns it. They pollute all the time. They know when they can do it more, when they can get away with it. Sometimes they go overboard and get busted, and then it's a slap on the wrist from DEQ. And they just keep doing what they're doing, and nothing changes. And the cancer rates go way up. Birth defects go skyrocket, and we don't care. In between New Orleans and Baton Rouge is like the rear end of the United States of America, and we don't care. We welcome it, and we welcome the pollution and the cancer. It's mind-blowing. And Jon Hopkins University, with no agenda except finding out the truth, finds out the truth. These plumes release, odorless, you can't see it. This is like, you're going to trust those guys? Or are you going to trust Jon Hopkins University? No, it's funny. Jeff Landry and his folks are going to trust the oil, gas, and chemical industry. And just the jobs are way too important, and let them cause cancer. Instead of The jobs are way too important, but let's have regulations followed. Keep the jobs. The industry isn't going anywhere, but properly regulated. Not overly regulated, properly regulated. Good job, Johns Hopkins University, with this study. Everybody should check it out. I posted it on my Twitter at Corey Johnson. It is a Tuesday afternoon edition of the program. Thanks so much for joining us. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 766-9480. World's Fair. 50 years ago tomorrow, 40 years ago tomorrow, it opened up, 1984. Name an attraction at the World's Fair. I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Yeah, tomorrow, 40 years ago, the opening of the 1984 World's Fair. We got a lot out of it. The Warehouse District, the Montreal Convention Center, and we lost millions of dollars. It went bankrupt, and it was, as far as the World's Fair, a failure. Not enough people showed up. The biggest problem, marketing. We started marketing it about 6 months out. Families in America, back then especially, pre-internet, cell phones, all that, planning vacations a year or two in advance. We're going to the Smoky Mountains. We're going to the Grand Canyon. We're going to Chicago. They plan the vacation. So that vacation for the summer was planned. When they see ads that say New Orleans, World's Fair, they're like, too late. We're going to Disneyland, remember? So poor marketing, too late. Doomed the World's Fair. 40 years ago tomorrow, the 1984 World's Fair opened here in New Orleans. Name an attraction from the 1984 World's Fair, and I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. And just in time, this Sunday, Father's Day, he'd love a deep tissue massage at the Woodhouse. 5 area locations, 2 on the South Shore, 2 on the North Shore, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate, 766-9480. The corporals at the controls, 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Name an attraction from the 1984 World's Fair. Any attraction. You got a good answer? I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Did I mention Father's Day Sunday? WoodhouseSpas.com, ladies. You can print your own gift certificate for him online. WoodhouseSpas.com. Hunter Biden found guilty on all 3 felony gun counts. We'll try to make sense of this on Thursday. Try. Another edition of Hillier and Hennigan Thursday, 4 o'clock. New Orleans born and bred, right-leaning conservative Quinn Hillier. New Orleans born and bred, left-leaning liberal Ellis Hennigan. Both have been out of the city for going on 45, 50 years now. Ellis went to Jesuit, Quinn went to Newman. Ellis went to Columbia, Quinn went to Georgetown. These are highly educated guys. They are political pundits, authors of books, and the polar opposites when it comes to ideology, but we have reasonable, thoughtful conversations every time they come on the program. I kind of play traffic cop, believe it or not, throw out some questions, back off, and let those two go at it, because 90% of the time they disagree. But they're never yelling, they're not calling names, they're just spitting out facts and information. I learn something every time that Hillier and Hennigan crew join us on the program. This Thursday, another edition of Hillier and Hennigan. Yeah, I had him on after Trump's guilty verdict, having him on after Hunter Biden's guilty verdict. Juvenile released 400 Degrees 25 years ago. The hit Back That Thang Up, Back That Azz Up, along with Cash Money Records, Manny Fresh. I think Lil Wayne was like 15 on that cut. Back that thing up. The mayor declared today, back that Azz Up day. Back that Azz Up day. Mayor, what's the song about? Oh, so that's what it's about, and that's what we're celebrating. So back that thing up, a version that is the exact same song, but instead of as, they put thang in. And I don't think you want to call Juvenile or Manny Fresh sellouts because it would be incorrect, but I wouldn't call him a sellout anyway. But Manny Fresh is like 50. What's he going to do, beat me up? They're not sellouts. They're smart. They know the word as is derogatory, maybe not daytime, not for the kids, that kind of stuff. It's irrelevant if it's as or thang. Doesn't change the song or anything. The mayor could have easily been back that thing up day, 400 degrees day, Juvenile Manny Fresh day, Cash Money Records day, whatever. Back that Azz Up day. I mean, the mayor thinks she's the mayor of like Laurel, Mississippi or something. I just don't get it. It's mind-blowing. You're the mayor of a major city. The artists deserve recognition. Juvenile, Manny Fresh, Cash Money Records guys. Back that Azz Up day, just 400 degrees day. Because it's 400 degrees outside right now. That'd be more appropriate. But the mayor calls it back that Azz Up day and makes it an official proclamation of as much. Could you imagine just like, I don't think the mayor walked in and said, yo, I got a great idea. I think one of her staffers said it. And then everyone said great idea and the mayor said great idea. Wow. It's back that Azz Up day in New Orleans. Hooray. Next month, Yo Mama is a Hoe Day. Don't forget it. Your Mama is a Hoe Day. Hey, Rouse's Markets phone lines, chess player, 766-9480. Corporal, that Cobra's going down. 766-9480. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines. 1984 World's Fair. Name a single attraction, and I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Any attraction from the World's Fair. Yeah, tomorrow, 40 years ago, the World's Fair opened up for about a 6-month run. We got the Warehouse District out of it, the Montreal Convention Center out of it. The fair itself was a financial failure, actually went bankrupt. Hey, Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, they were around during the World's Fair. Shrimp peeling machine was the worldwide industry standard back then like it is today. The all-plastic modular conveyor belts were taken off like a rocket ship back then. The industry standard, just like today. Now, J.M. LePere invents the shrimp peeling machine. The shrimp are put on a conveyor belt loaded into the machine. At the end of the day, you have to clean the machine. It's got seafood. You got to clean it. You don't want bacteria and stuff growing. So they're using strong stuff to clean it. The conveyor belts were just getting beat up. When I was a kid, a conveyor belt was like a black rubber belt with like staples holding the seams together, metal staples. After a while, the belt would just disintegrate. So J.M. LePere's like, searched the world, best conveyor belt companies implemented those. None of them were good enough. He's like, I need a belt that's durable, that's not going to wear out when we clean it after these shrimp, every night. So imagine, the spiral notebook? Imagine a spiral notebook made out of a solid piece of plastic. Even the spiral part. You remember you could take 2 spiral notebooks and push the spirals together and jam a pencil through there and it would hold them together? That's essentially what J.M. LePere invented with the all-plastic modular conveyor belt. It's like 2 spiral notebooks made of solid plastic. The spirals are solid plastic. They overlap, and then an extruded all-plastic rod, the pencil, goes through both spirals and holds it together. Absolutely genius. And it could take a beating in the washing, and that became the conveyor belt for the shrimp peeling machine. And then it was obvious that, wow, this conveyor belt is superior to any conveyor belt in the world. And now if you were to walk into just about any factory, modern plant in the world, like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Mercedes-Benz, Ford, Volkswagen, whatever, using a conveyor belt, food processors, whatever it is, it's probably an Intralox belt made right here in New Orleans by Latrim, all around the world. Huge belts, small belts, belts that go up to second, third, fourth floors, upside down, separating stuff. A culture of innovation at Latrim, and this company obviously continues to grow and is hiring. Over 1,400 employees in Elmwood, and they keep growing and hiring. They're looking for you in Elmwood. Hey, you North Shore folks, they're looking for you at their I-12 facility. For a full listing of positions available, go to Latrim.com. Latrim is spelled Laitram, Latrim.com. Those guys are incredible. Great stuff. Go to the website and just read the history. It's incredible. Inventing the shrimp peeling machine, a whole other story. Hunter Biden found guilty on all 3 felony gun charges. I-10 Calcasieu River Bridge at Lake Charles closed. You going to Houston? It's going to be a little delay. Go early, go late. You're going to have to go, I-210 south of Lake Charles, cross the Calcasieu, get back on I-10, lots of traffic. Johns Hopkins University, verifying what we all know. The oil and gas and chemical industry break the law all the time, overpollute, put cancer-causing agents in the water, air, land because they can get away with it. They literally are causing cancer, killing our people, and no leadership cares. The opposite. Jeff Landry wants to open it up even more, acts like it's over-regulated. That's comical. That's comical. That would be like the strip joints on Bourbon Street are over-regulated. There's no prostitution or drugs. They're over-regulated. Wow. For pretty much my whole life, I've often talked about LSU's football schedule year in, year out, decade in, decade out, especially this century. It's the best football schedule in college football. On average, year in, year out, the best. This year's is off the charts. I'll fill you in on some times that were released. A lot of you know the teams, but some times were released. I'll just fill you in on a few of them, like some big opponents LSU's playing. Absolutely crazy. Best schedule maybe in college football history, LSU's 2024 schedule. That starts in 90 days or something like that, September 1st. Since 1896, about 3 years after LSU started playing football. LSU started playing football. Tulane started playing football in 1893. The third year of those football programs' existence, Leidenheimer started baking their French bread in the city. And they've been doing it ever since 1896, always in the city of New Orleans. As a matter of fact, they send out of state, about 30 different states in the region, Southeast, about 20 or 30 different states now get Leidenheimer French bread shipped out from New Orleans. The only place Leidenheimer French bread is baked, Leidenheimer Baking Company. Since 1896, over 125 years, the official French bread of the city of New Orleans, Leidenheimer French bread, Leidenheimer Baking Company.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants, Leidenheimer French bread.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
I remember I was working for a station and we had a client that canceled their advertisement. And it was because it was like July and we were running a snow tire commercial. And they're like, I just heard some AutoZone spot and it was about snow tires. We're like, man, look, those are syndicated spots that come down. We don't even know how they get in the system. Well, y'all should care. It's snow tires. It's July. We don't ever use snow tires. I'm like, that's a good point. I wasn't talking. The boss lost the account, not me. But I was like, I don't know how you argue with that. Outdoor dining at Lebanon's. We better put that spot on hold till October. What do you think, Corporal?
Sounds like a plan.
Yep. No one. Well, you want to know when you can eat out there? There's probably like about a half dozen times from now to October when there's like that threat of rain, but it doesn't rain. And it's just that overcast, cool kind of breeze thing. It's like 75. You could eat outside then. Last night, was it last night or 2 nights ago? I was walking the dog. So about 7:40 last night. Like 7:40, I was like, this is nice. It wasn't hot. It wasn't a cool breeze, but it wasn't a hot breeze. It wasn't that warm, hot breeze that's worthless. It wasn't cool, but it wasn't hot. And it was less humidity and there was a breeze and I wasn't sweating walking the dog. It was a pleasant evening last night. But then like an hour later, it could be nighttime, not even any daylight and no wind. And then the humidity picks up and it's oppressive. So anyway, take it when you can get it. And last night, like at 7:40, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Like this Blue Plate mayonnaise. Since 1927, 95 years, Blue Plate mayonnaise. Spread the love. New Orleans owned Blue Plate, a family tradition. Like I've said, I've never purchased any other mayonnaise in my life but Blue Plate mayonnaise. Hunter Biden found guilty on all 3 felony gun counts. The mayor declares today, back that Azz Up day. Was Jeffrey Vappy part of that? Wow, that's not in good taste, Corey. No. Back that Azz Up day isn't in good taste. Back that thing up, the Juvenile Manny Fresh Cash Money Day, 400 Degrees album released 25 years ago day, something like that. I mean, back that Azz Up day. How old's the mayor? Like 12? Seriously. Jon Hopkins University verifying what we've already known. Cancer Alley is real. Louisiana has the chemical, gas, and oil industry running the state. They pollute all the time. They go way above with what they're supposed to because Louisiana doesn't penalize them. The rare times they get caught, they get a slap on the wrist. Jon Hopkins University comes in, and these polluters, oil and gas, chemical industry, they think it's regular days in Louisiana, no one monitoring. But for 27 days in January and February of last year, Jon Hopkins and its professors, its scientists, its students were monitoring. The ethylene oxide on its best day, at least 1.5 times the release that the EPA estimated, at least 1.5 times more than the EPA's estimates on the best day, 19 times more on the worst day. And then the thing that blew me away, 27 days of monitoring, 192 plumes detected, hyper concentrated levels of ethylene oxide, obviously illegal releases. Half of the 192 detected plumes had 92 times the acceptable exposure level of ethylene oxide. 92 times. A plume, and it's odorless. You can't see it. It's invisible, and it causes cancer and kills people. We needed an independent university. A governor worth his salt would embrace this and investigate and get DEQ operating and have a major conference with the oil, gas, chemical industry, especially those with the ethylene oxide output. Instead, it's the opposite. Louisiana is too regulated in oil and gas and chemical. We're going to open it up. How do you open it up any more than it is already? How do you open it up any more than it is already? Hey, are you tired of your dry cleaner? Young's Dry Cleaning is there for you, a New Orleans institution since 1940. Tired of your dry cleaner? Simply want to experience the best? Young'sDryCleaning.com. Young'sDryCleaning.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you. It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Tuesday through Friday, gourmet Chinese lunch specials at Trey Yen in Mandeville. If you're in or around Mandeville at lunchtime and you're thinking fast food, don't. Not Chinese food, Chinese cuisine. Gourmet Chinese lunch specials for fast food prices like $10, $11, $12. Tuesday through Friday. Incredible lunch specials at Trey Yen in Mandeville. Boy, a full slate. Check out the Times-Picayune article talking about the Super Bowl prep. Michael Heck came on last Wednesday and pretty much said everything that was in that article, but it's nice seeing it in print. You can check it out, see what they plan on doing. We'll talk with Michael on Friday of this week and get even more details about the Super Bowl prep. Johns Hopkins University doing a study. Cancer Alley is worse than we even thought, worse than what the EPA thought. What's that, new boy? Louisiana people really don't care, especially the ethylene oxide. It's odorless. You can't see it. People don't care. You're right. You're right, Blue Boy. We don't care enough in Louisiana. Hey, see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.